Hello and welcome back. This is David from the Personal Finance Squad. We just finished exercise 20, the supplemental worksheet, where you will input all of your items such as your savings vehicles and all your periodic expenses that fluctuate on a given month, or the ones that come in quarterly, biannually, or biannually. So now after all of that work, what it comes down to is the meat of what we're trying to do here is, are you paying yourself back? Do you have money to live off of? And the key thing here is we took a snapshot from the budget sheet example. The template that you've been now using is your budget. And we got just a snapshot in this little piece. We don't have the whole thing here. But what we want to show here is, do you have money in the spending category after you have accounted for all your expenses in your plan so far? Because we say this is the last thing you should fill out. So this would be zeroed out here. And then technically the way this looks here, this would be 800, right? Now, when you do your budget, it's going to have its own number, and hopefully we have some money there for you. So it's important to say, well, if I don't have money, then I need to make an adjustment, because you're going to have some money to live off of. Now, how much that is depends on your budget, and it depends on what you're trying to do. So if you're heavy in debt, then you're going to need to go figure that out, and so you might have to sacrifice. You might have to maybe really live off a small amount of spending money. But either way, if you're in the negative, that's even worse. Now, we're just talking about if you have spending money. And if you do, then at least you're on the right track. You have money there to spend. You're covering your bills. You're covering your current state savings vehicles. And hopefully you're getting some furniture, like in this case, paid down, right? So we want that debt off. So hopefully, again, you're getting the balance that you want. Now, on the other hand, if you have a negative balance, then that's not correct. It's not going to work. You're going to have to make an adjustment. You're going to have to cut back on something in order to live, because you can't pay all your expenses and not have a dime to go spend anywhere. You need to pay yourself back, but again, you also need to make sacrifices if you are really trying to pay off debt. But we want some good feeling here. You want to see that you can work your way into things. So not everything happens overnight. So again, you need to find a way to get some money in here and just build up for it. Like we keep saying, build things up. So for example, let's just say you had this miscellaneous at 50 and you put 50 in here instead, and this became 50, right? There's a lot of things you can do to move it around. So you just got to be fair with yourself and start out with an attainable goal, but you need to have money in this item. It's very important. Psychologically, it's not a good thing to be dealing with. Now, let's just say that this is your budget here and you have $800. Well, you might say to yourself, do I need all $800? Maybe I only generally spend $400 or $500 that I'm gauging from my past spending habits. So maybe I cut this down to, let's just say, $400. It's up to you. Again, I keep saying this over and over, but it's on your goal, what you want to do. So if you don't need to spend that money can be put away for savings. That can help pay off a student loan right here. That can help pay off a card. That can be put back into savings just, again, to go buy that surfboard earlier, whatever you want. You need to work with your budgets. You got to remember, they're constantly moving. They go up and they go down. But within reason, you're going to stay within a small variance so that your income here stays relatively the same and your bills stay relatively the same. But they're always going to have a new bill coming off and a new bill coming on. It's the way the cycle works. And more often than not, your pay will change usually once a year, if not every other year, depending on your industry, but this fluctuates. And you have, in this case, 2 workers in the household, so you're going to see adjustments, usually on a monthly basis in some shape or form. But to manage it out won't be hard. It just takes maintenance. So again, just make sure that all of this ends up being a zero. When you start your budget every month, the left for deposit, which is all your income, in this case, there was $1,000 coming out, right? So there's $1,000 taken out of here somewhere. And then your subtotal was $9,100. So just make sure that you balance out every month. So in this case, we see that there's $8,100 going in for deposit. There's $1,000 in the account standing, and you have $9,100, and remain is $91, and you end up with a zero balance. Your budget every month should start out with leftovers of zero. Now, you can go up or down a little bit as you go through the course of the month, but budgets are more of a science than actuality. You have to play with them. But within reason, you're going to get things right. You're going to have a small variance going up or down, and you will have complete management and scope of what you have in front of you. So stay focused, stay disciplined, and build toward your goals, and you will find yourself in a successful position. Okay, so we will have a video on this that will go through scenarios of how money gets moved in and out and how things get paid off and how you can shift some things around and just balance your money out within a given month. And you will see several examples of how to move money back and forth and how to pay things off in a given month and how to really get to zero balance at all times. Okay, so we're going to get into exercise 23 next, which is the budget after 3 years. This tracks a 3-year plan that we've outlaid that we want you to shoot for. If you make it earlier, that's great, but this is just following the pattern we did with Jasper, because most major things in life are going to require 2 to 3 years of a commitment. So you have to think 2 to 3 years of having money to pay for things like that. Okay, so thanks for joining, and we will see you in the next video.